So we're back together after our live tour. How are we feeling?
Back online. I don't have to be sat beside Robbie anymore. I absolutely wasn't.
You must be over the moon, Jim. It was an unbelievable 10 days, but I think he started to get a bit sick of me, which was disappointing.
Robbie slept in my spare room for context, and we've actually just locked the door and put a big frame on it, just being like Robbie Gillette in honor, so
are you feeling the separate anxiety yet?
Big time.
It doesn't feel real that we're online again. Like, we've been together for the last 2 weeks and now all of a sudden online. I'm not sure if I prefer in person, put it that way. A lot of good fun, like some unbelievable shoots. Glasgow was tough, very tough.
Your paces up there.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Pretty impressive.
It sucked, but it was also
some good content to come, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be entertaining for everyone else.
Wasn't so nice, Robbie. He's flown all the way from South Africa and had to watch his team get beat right in front of our eyes in the Cara-Finals.
Thomas with the dummy, and Bowen is into the corner. What a finish!
What do we think about these playoffs?
First of all, I didn't fly all the way just to watch them lose. They drew as well the weekend before, so I went over to watch them draw against Ulster. Probably lucky to draw as well, and then end up losing to Cardiff. In all fairness, Cardiff Arms Park, probably one of the best stadium atmospheres I've been to. Like, what a vibe. And the Cardiff guys, yeah, that was special for them. I think it's their first playoff ever that they've ever made.
Cardiff versus Glasgow. Predictions?
Glasgow, unfortunately. I'd love Connacht to take it, but Glasgow is just going to be too strong.
Glasgow by 7, for sure.
I like Glasgow by 7, to be honest with you. I'm going to go Glasgow by 4. I think Connacht really going to push them.
Stormers Cardiff.
I believe that Stormers are going to pull this one back. I mean, home game. They've got the passion from last week. I reckon Stormers by... I think it'll be close. Stormers by 5.
I think Stormers are on an absolute venge mission. I'd say that they have pictures of the Cara players up on the walls here. I'm going to go Stormers by 22, 23. I really think that, especially down in South Africa, different gravy. Yeah.
Say Stormers by 17. Bulls Munster at Loftus. No, Bulls I think will actually cruise them.
Jack Crowley is out as well.
20 points.
I reckon Bulls by 17.
It's a tough game to go down. I'm going to say Bulls by 15, something around there. Tough game for Munster to go down on. Go down to South Africa. You're nearly on your summer holidays already, So
it's going to be a tough one, I think. Yeah.
Saying that, I'd love to see Munster. Munster have in the past pulled these games out of the bag. One notable once was La Rochelle there last year in the Champions Cup. Just came from kind of nowhere. Absolute masterclass. Who knows? They could do it, but
they better get their altitude training in.
Yeah, that's all woke nonsense. Don't
then
believe in that.
Leinster versus Lions. I mean, they've won 4 out of the last 5 URC matches, so they've propelled themselves into second place for the regular season. So I reckon Leinster by 12.
I was going to say 11. Once again, it's one of these things. It's really tough to come back from losing a Champions Cup final, then go and play in the next week in a URC quarter-final. Look, I know you as Welsh and South Africans wouldn't understand, but it's a tough thing to do.
Well played.
Yeah, I think 11 points. I don't think it's going to be an absolutely thriller of a game. I think it's going to be really just a game we absolutely have to grind out. So, yeah, I'm going to go Leinster by 11.
I think, Lions will struggle on this one. I think this is where the season comes to an end. I'll go Leinster by 15.
Ooh, okay.
I know. Bold,
Very bold.
but...
No, I'm not bold. Great shout, Robbie. First time we're ever on the same page, bro. Love to see it.
We've agreed for once.
Oh my God, I didn't think I'd see today.
In preparation for their round 17 clash between Leinster, our very own videographer Tane spent the week actually embedded in camp with the Lions. So here is a short video showing life on tour that our team have put together, previewing Saturday night's huge playoff match, Ari, between Leinster and the Lions.
We said physicality, discipline, work rate. Yeah, that's the 3 things we do today. Okay, we fucking back each other and we enjoy every fucking knuckles. Come on. What a stage, what a occasion. Kus moet ek 4 bags vandag.
Happiness. If I broke now my business, I'ma show you go right. All I care for the night.
And we gonna meet some of the gangsters of the team. Hey! Yo. Smoking in the building.
Welcome. What we doing? What we saying, man? He's at the crib. Bro, what's happening in here, man? Oh, bedtime. How's the room, man? Feeling good?
Yeah, got the views over here, bro. You jumped into the bed. Wow, relaxing. Nothing too crazy,
man.
Yeah, because I can see there's a lot going on here, and everyone is looking to me for food here. They must choose their food.
Something warm, man.
Yeah, but like, what in your mind, if you hear comfort food, what comes to mind? What does come? What does come?
Obviously, our on-field decision was Vietnamese or like ramen noodles. I don't know like what other spots there are in it.
We have found the pho. We found the pho. So let me walk you through this. We got a king pho. Got some chicken, some beef, some prawns. And if we move over here, we got some chicken dumplings with a vinaigrette. Got a good pungent taste to it. See what I did there? If you come over here, we got some prawns that are crusted with a panko. Again with another vinaigrette just to give it a different essence, different taste. If you move over here, we got a pho colada, because we don't do alcohol, we just do pho colada. Check what I'm saying. Eddie, what do you want?
Let me start you.
Okay.
That's sin. That's the sin that I was talking about the other day when we walked past here. I don't know what it did to me, but it did something. You know, but this is proper comfort food. This is the comfort food that I was talking about. It's good for the system, for the mind especially, you know what I mean? I'm about to just now. I'm just waiting for you to get your food.
Who are you going to send them to?
To my wife.
Are you moving it, bro?
Yeah, obviously Daza went through the review for the mains. Starters as well, man.
Oh, yeah.
Starters and mains. He's given me the responsibility to do the ice cream. So what we have here, this is a gelato.
Gelato?
Is it gelato? Gelato. So we have a gelato here. This is Irish sea salt caramel. It's so good. I can't explain it, like you have to experience it. It's called Scoops. I did it again.
Okay. Scoops, I did it.
No, I'm joking. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut it short because I'm gonna have to get into it.
One more question.
Yeah.
Who would you recommend this ice cream to?
My wife.
But I will not rush time.
Shoot. Top.
The warm up, okay, 3 minutes individual. Okay, that means just dynamic movements, get your body going, and then you're going to spend about 4 minutes just getting your intent up. Okay, choose a little bit slow out of the blocks at first drill, so I'll make sure we're ready before we get into the session. From this on, we're going to take a jog here across. We're going to go repeated effort, so short 2 meter with a reload into a 5 meter reload. We're going to go there, 2 of them. Out of your second one, you're going to have a good sprint to the 22, jog back, you can do it twice. Then we're going to finish up with some bags. Then we're in skills of...
You can come in, Gable. Yeah, right, okay,
Thank you for having us, and yeah, we would just like to give you a framed a jersey that's signed, so hopefully you can put it up somewhere. Thank you.
Thanks a million for picking our club anyway to come and train at. It looked pretty sharp out there, but I think as one of your coaches, not sharp enough. I think a few things work up, but no, look lads, thank you very much for coming here. We always say rugby's like a family, right? This is our house, this is your home. Anytime you come here, you're welcome.
Yeah, we said this.
Amandobe, Simone Manela Laye. Amandobe, Simone Manela Laye.
But he did rush well, he be much. Now gotta make my top, he did rush. He came on,
round 17 of the URC. It is a vital game for both sides. Both will make the last 8. We're pretty confident in saying that. The question is where in that last 8 they'll finish, and of course that will influence whether they play a home or away quarter-final.
you never thought you did from papas. Which kind of money we never see before. Cause hello me, got me feeling I'm the one. Ajay, can never take my cake away. Ajay, you can't count my grace. I just did my lane. Me no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli.
Can you give us an exclusive? What's the playoff hairstyle gonna be?
I think so. Obviously, I told the guys, listen, what should I do? And everyone came with different ideas. And I think I'm obviously gonna go with something that's a bit different and something with pink.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, who was the worst suggestion? Like, what was the worst suggestion, and who did it come from?
What's the funny thing is that when I obviously was speaking to a lot of the guys, like Imad, Suleiman, they were coming with the weird suggestions, and I was just like, bro, you cancelled from the list of suggesting anything, because I'm just like, I'm giving you an opportunity, a platform to to suggest something, and then you come with something that's just offside. Like, why would I put that in my head? You know? And it's like, oh no, it's just gonna get people talking, and I'm like, yeah, for the wrong reasons. I think 2 seasons back I did the pineapples? No, melon was the melon, the watermelon. I did the watermelon on my head, and that obviously got people talking. And it's funny enough because I was actually sponsored by a company called Melon. And they were like, we want you to obviously promote us. And I was like, okay, I got an idea. And then I put Melon on my head, and that got people talking. And then after that, I did the Stay Cool on my head.
Yeah.
That was quite cool. And then I did the I'm Back. I think every month I'm going to do something until I retire. That's the challenge I put myself. I hope
Why not,
I just hope my head doesn't fall.
I love it. It's so cool. So how's life been since moving back to Cape Town?
Yeah, man. I think it's been good. it's obviously up downs, but I think for me it's been good. It's much cheaper. So obviously that's the bright side, and obviously being back with friends. It's also being Cape Town. There's no place like Cape Town. You guys know. You guys have been to Cape Town, and being home was just very, very special. Rugby aside, it's been special.
I love it. Was there a particular moment that kind of made you want to play rugby professionally? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
I think I don't think there's a specific moment. I think for me, rugby obviously saved my life in the sense of like, I never wanted to be a rugby player. At first, I wanted to be a soccer player, and then obviously when rugby came, and I took it with both opportunities, and it kind of provided for my family, my siblings. I have like 9-10 siblings, grandmother, aunts, it's like 20-30 people who just kind of like, it opened the way for them too, just me being a rugby player. And I've gone to a point where I've realized that people judge you from the perspective of what success is. People have this perception that success is supposed to look like this or that. But for me, I think it's just the depth you start from, If you judge it from the depth you start from and see the depth you start from and you calculate that, you realize that you come from such a long or far journey that you could be successful, but you're just on zero. Some people start at -4, -2. Some people start at 1 or 4. So for me, when rugby happened, that was the sign, when I saw people's lives around me change. And I think I don't have a specific moment, but every day is a good moment to cherish,
Like that is probably one of the best perspectives I think I've ever heard, in terms of like measuring success and like from where you started rather than where you are, which is amazing. And like from the outside, it looks like when we speak about you able to express yourself, and you've always been someone who doesn't really take sort of life too seriously, but something from the outside looks like at the Stormers, something special is building. Is that true? And like, well, I guess like what is coming back, playing for the Stormers, playing back in the URC mean for you?
Yeah, I think for me, like what's happening at the Stormers, it's something special in the sense of it's very hard to pinpoint because it's been something that has been brewing from 2021. It just hasn't started now. It's because you must remember, if you look at like the Sash, the Yuri, all the guys were guys who were actually juniors in 2021, 2022. So they were always part of the system, and now they're coming through. And I think something special in the sense that it's so many youngsters you can see the growth and you can see what's happening. It's very, one thing I can tell you about, I can explain for you now. Art, when you explain art, you actually ruin it. Explaining art ruins everything. And that's a good way of explaining what's happening at the Stormers. It's a form of art. Me trying to explain it just ruins it. Because I kind of like, I minimize, I make it so small when it's not so small. I can't find words for it, because like everyone has a role to play, and there's no bigger person than the Stormers. The Stormers is a team. It's going to be there for 100 years, and everyone's playing their role, and I'm coming in, I'm going to leave. Stormers is still going to continue. I'm not the Stormers. So many guys are not the Stormers. And what's happening now is that guys are starting to realize that. And from years before is that we realize that we're all playing a role in helping each other. And even now, like my role is very different. Obviously, I came as an injury cover, so I'm not playing as much. But I'm trying to look at life in a different way, like trying to help the guys around me, creating a good positive vibe. Also, like reminding the guys why we do what we do, that this is we part of a project. We are not the project. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's something very, very special that's happening.
And how big of a piece of the art was your 2021 celebrations?
2022.
2022.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, Robbie.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I actually have videos that obviously I've never posted, obviously, of me like celebrating. And I'm actually surprised I'm alive. I'm actually very surprised I have a liver and a kidney. It's just crazy. Like, I got to day one. So obviously I went full kit, full kit, didn't immediately from the stadium, didn't shower, stinking kit, went out and got home, showered in my kit, drip dry on the balcony. It was like hot, and then eventually got dry, went out for like 4 or 5 days. And I told myself I'm gonna do like for 7 days until I meet the president or the mayor. And I met the mayor on like day 4. And I told myself I can't stop now, you know. Day 5, I remember shivering, sitting at the pool shivering, like my body was shut down from lack of sleep. And I was sleeping like minimum of 3 to 4 hours a day. Like I would go home at like 4 or 5 in the morning, sleep on the couch, wake up when the sun comes out like 7, 8, and I'm onto it again. So my body was shutting down, like was just shivering. And people were like encouraging me to go like push it. And I just couldn't. You know, eventually I remember the first sip of water. Yo.
We're lucky enough to join you guys, obviously, at the captain's run before your round 18 match with Cardiff.
Yeah.
And I noticed how like detailed and attentive Sasha is during training, like watching himself on screen, kind of breaking down the plays with the analysts. How eye-opening is it to kind of work with a player like that every day? I mean, one of the best in the world right now, like position.
I think it's like people get to see the show, but no one actually gets to see how the show is, like the behind the scenes of how everything has been put into place. So obviously people put him in there's this perception about him. People obviously, some people say he's like this, some people say he's like that. But if you actually see how much he cares about rugby, like he's such a student of the game, like he overanalyzes everything in the sense where he's just like small detail. He looks at it and it's like, why are we doing things like this? Or why are we? He always asks questions and he's trying to better himself. And one thing I like about him, and I haven't told him this, it's because it's one of the things that I like about him is how he's like, he never stops learning. Like you can tell him something and he's not gonna say, oh no, okay, whatever. He's gonna question you about, and if you're right, we go with it. You know, like even when we're doing like forward stuff, he will come and sit with the forwards in the team meetings, and he's not even a forward, but he's trying to understand why the forwards do specific things so that he can add it to the game. And he cares so much. I think, yeah, man, it will be actually very, very, it's like one thing I wish we can, maybe, I don't know, sports or something can actually do the inside line or behind the scenes and like follow these type of players and see how much pressure they put on themselves, you know, to make the
He
team
did nearly
win.
hit me with a ball though, so I'm not too sure, you know. Just cameramen around the world will be fearing for their lives.
I know. Yeah, it's just one of those things where they put so much pressure on themselves where the guys just, like I remember in the hotel in Cardiff, he would at like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, he would send me a message, are you asleep? And I'm like, no, I'm watching a series, I'm gonna sleep now. Then he's like to me, okay, cool, open your door. And I'm like, what's this guy on about? I'm like, bro, let's do tomorrow. He's like, no, I want to show you something. And he'll come out with the laptop and he would just show me a clip of a line that I ran. He's like, don't you think you should run this side, so this side? And I'm like, yeah, but then I'll argue with him. And I'm like, bro, can we argue tomorrow? And he's like, no, but then I want to know why you ran this line because I feel like you have a better option if you ran this line. And I'm like, yeah, well. And I'm like, bro, let's just do this tomorrow. And that just shows you, like, he wants he doesn't go without turning every stone until it's like that where the team's on the same page, you know. And he's just he's rare, you know, for a guy like at his age. I remember when I was his age, you know, I just rocked up and focused on myself. I never cared about the other guys around, you know, and it's very, very special to see.
No, 100%. But going a little bit off topic now, tell us about your shoe brand. I mean, when we spoke about it in Cape Town, it's like it's the coolest thing ever. So give us the insights.
Yeah, so my shoe brand's called Hibachi. So it's actually the name Hibachi is actually Japanese, like the Hibachi grill. And obviously a Hibachi grill is a hot device that can't be touched by hand. You know, and Hibachi's slogan is touching souls, as in like soul of a shoe and the soul of a person. And since you can't touch a soul, it goes with the hibachi that can't be touched by hand. So that was like the whole play of it. That's how we came about the name. And also because it sounded, because of the 2019 World Cup that was in Japan, that's where the whole inspiration came from. And yeah, so basically we're focusing more on women now. We're selling heels, stockings. We're going to do women's boots, and everything is just creating a shoe that's an artwork, you know, like we have a heel that's with a padlock, a lock that basically talks about South Africa's history of crime and how the safety in South Africa is such a big thing. Like if you travel around the world, Cape Town can be so beautiful, but then it's like the one common denominator that everyone talks about is the crime, the safety. Everyone locks their door, everyone closes the window, everyone checks their car if it's locked. So I just thought, you know what, how can I tell that story? And that's how I came about the heel on the shoe.
That's so cool.
Damn.
I love it. The amount of thought that goes in behind things like that is so impressive, and it's so cool to hear kind of the stories behind it as well.
Hacjivah might be the coolest guy in the URC. Can we just agree on that? I'm not
You know,
trying to not just to be on you, bro, but like
my name is like the team calls me the most humble guy for a reason.
You're the most humble guy, the coolest.
The most humble guy. That's my name, man. And everyone, let me tell you something. Everyone hates it. Like it's one of the biggest things. When people talk to me, they're like, "Stop calling yourself the most humble guy." And I'm like, bro, that's my name. Like everyone hates it. Like even Owen Farrell, when I was in Paris, he was just like, "Bro, stop calling yourself the most humble guy. You can't be humble and call yourself the humble guy." And I'm like, "No, people call me that."
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me, guys.
So we've lost a team member for our wrap of the series, but we are super excited for the quarterfinals of the URC. So make sure to check out the URC's Send It playlist on YouTube and the Instagram for more exclusive behind the scenes content. We'll see you next week.